Alrighty, chat. Never thought I would do this, but you could consider this a exposed life, I guess. Never thought I would have to do this. Never thought I would be in this situation, but here I am. So anyway, this is a call out to the person in the title. Alright? This is actually something that has been an issue for many months and has been infuriating me the same amount of time. Do not ask why I'm about to ride this scooter, but I'm gonna just drive. I'm actually just gonna drive this over to my car or something. Obviously, you guys hear no sound because I'm not actually gonna be playing this game while I'm exposing somebody that has done pretty bad things for the last several months. And this is all that has happened. So, the drama starts where Realgaming14 and somebody named Aaron were going at each other's throats for several reasons. And those reasons, it's simply because, I guess they were both having some sort of argument over something. And ever since, they decided to block each other. Both of them blocked each other, so they were no longer in contact. The Realgaming14 and I were, pretty close at the time. And I was also close to this person, Aaron, which we are online brothers and sisters. Now you guys might think, hey, Dark, why are you associated with someone that your close friend hates? Well, the thing is, I didn't know the situation. Anyway, because of the situation that I never known of, I never know the backstory between their relationship towards each other. So therefore, I was just an innocent bystander, minding my own business, just making friends, trying not to be as anxious as I normally was when I was younger. So, what's the deal? Anyway, Realgaming14 came up to me and said that I should not be, their brother because that's her online mother. But the issue is, if you hate them and you're blocking them, why are you trying to say that you are still associated to them if you're technically not anymore? So, I just said, hey, look, do not put me in no drama. I've already gone through enough. I just want to mind my own business and just move on with my life. Be a happy, content creator, or, maybe find a job at some point. Now, obviously, this drama hasn't happened for a while after that, but it kept going for maybe a few days, and then it just stopped. And then randomly today, it came back up. This person known as Ash has informed me of the situation that has been occurring because, well, she made a post. And she had even put up my name there, which I really wasn't expecting. But since I had the courage to be like, is this seriously still happening? She has informed me that it was still happening. So, her and I talked in DMs about the whole situation, and we've agreed to, be on each other's side and pretty much keep an eye on Realgaming14. Well, as the day went by, it got worse. A lot worse. To the point where she started getting on the Realgaming14, getting on to me. Well, Anyway, sorry, I was texting people. Anyway, because of the whole situation, Ash and I started talking about it again, and we decided that, it's going too far. It is something that, Realgaming14 needs to let go, because this has been going on for so long. It needs to be put at rest. And clearly she thinks that we're attacking her all of a sudden, which in reality we're just telling her to stop before it gets too far. And would you look at it right now, making a live stream of this, exposing her for what she's doing. Well, here we are. Never thought I'd be here. Still don't think I should be here. Should be explaining this, but if it gets that far, I will. I will do it. And I'm not afraid. Now, obviously, there may be some of you guys that support Realgaming14 be like, well, you don't understand the full story. I do, but here's the thing. I don't care. Because here's the thing. That is not my problem. That is never going to be my problem. I'm not going to be like, hey, well, I'm not going to go to Aaron or Realgaming14 and be like, y'all need to stop this. We need to work things out. Because, like I said, that's not my problem. That is not my business. Nor shall it be my business whatsoever. So before you guys even think about coming up to me telling me I don't know the full story, believe me, guys, I know. She has vented to me about it, and I told her this: keep me out of it. And since she says she can't resist to keep me out of it, well, shit happened. Once again, Ash and I were talking about it, and we were explaining that how much he has overwhelmed me throughout the times that Realgaming14 and I have been close. She has overwhelmed me with spamming, and the thing is, chat, I'm still not okay with spamming to this day, and many of you guys know that I'm not social. I have always been antisocial, and that may not change whatsoever. I will continue to mind my own business when the time comes. So if I want to talk to you, of course I'm just not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything to you because there's nothing to be said for me, and I want a break from socializing. It's gotten that bad, the spamming, to where I have to make rules about it. Now, the thing is that I would have been fine with her spamming me if it wasn't so often. Now, like I said, it did get pretty bad and had to make rules. What ultimately threw me off about her spamming is that when I decided to stop talking, she's like, you're not supposed to be ignoring a girl. What? Since when did all of a sudden it's illegal to ignore a woman? What? Like, dude, you don't know me. I have a social battery that I go on, and if I don't want to talk, of course, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not even going to look at the message. I'm not even going to leave you on scene. I'm going to just leave you on sent. It has always been that way. And people always get upset because I'm not talking. And that's the thing I get infuriated by. Anyway, I'm getting off subject. We should go back talking about Realgaming14. Now, like I said, it's a little thing that Aaron and Realgaming14 had been at. Like I said, they've been at each other's throats for pretty much, as far as I know, almost a year. And yeah, no, it's gotten worse throughout the times, and it's been going pretty much went under my radar until Ash brought it back up. So now that I know that this is getting worse, now I have to stay away from Realgaming14. That way it doesn't get worse for me. Well, apparently she decided to be a wise choice to come after me. No, it's not. Because now I have blocked her on all social media as far as I know, and I'm soon about to block her completely on PlayStation. And this will be the only time she will ever hear from me, because she is also hidden from the YouTube channel, and I will also be removing her moderate if YouTube doesn't do it automatically. And Ash, since you have reminded me of this, you will be getting moderator back. So, with that being said, not only that, she also has a secret. If any of her exes are watching this, or if any of her friends are watching this, she has been hiding something from all of her lovers, all of her like IRL boyfriends and exes and whatnot. I don't know anymore. She has hidden an account from every single one of you, where she is dating multiple people behind your backs, not saying a word to you. She has told me to keep it a secret. I kept it a secret, but now she wants to be a dick. Guess I'll be a dick too. If you're gonna overwhelm me and keep coming at me, then I will. Then I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to retaliate and expose you. If you guys really think that, like, because I'm chill and you do something wrong, I'm not gonna do anything, but believe me, I will. I've done it before. It's just that I didn't do it because, well, first of all, some of the times it's been my fault, and I've apologized for it. And, well, I didn't want to, because I felt like we could work something out. And I kept this information from everybody for so long that I've trusted her, and then I realized that as the situation went worse, I've trusted the wrong person. So, to any of you guys that are friends with Realgaming14, or have a crush on her, or if you were her ex, just know she's been hiding an account from you, an Instagram account, where, like I said, she is dating multiple people behind your backs. Doesn't matter if it's online dating or what, she still hid it from you. Meaning that she could be hiding really anything. Now, I will say this, one time she did, Realgaming14 has pissed me off so much, chat, because we were going to play a game, I can't remember what it was, but I think it was Minecraft. Either that or it was GTA. And I waited hours for her to get on. And she never really told me what she was doing. So, of course, over the time I got impatient. Obviously, I didn't message her because, well, let's not spark a flame here. I'll just tell her when she gets here. Be like, what were you doing? Of course, I didn't tell her that because we played and we talked, we had fun. At least I thought we did. Really, I didn't really have that much fun because, we talk about stuff and then she just changes the subject altogether, and then, I feel like we were locked into talking about Minecraft, and all of a sudden we just want to talk about life. Like, dude, we're playing Minecraft here. Because I have not played Minecraft in a hot minute. I still haven't. Even though I played like maybe 2 months, maybe a month ago or so. By the way, I am seriously thinking about it. Minecraft streams may return, and I've also been thinking about this because I actually returned to Destiny 2. Destiny 2 streams may also return. Obviously, you just gotta wait and see what happens. Anyway, be careful with Realgaming14. She is not the nice person as I thought I knew, because she only cares about herself, and you could tell. Okay? Like, when you are friends with someone she doesn't like, and then she speaks so horribly of them, then it's like, girl, let it go. It has been almost a year. We don't need to keep this in our system. We need to not focus on our past anymore. We need to be focused on our futures in life. This is what I always say to people that always reflect on their past, a terrible one. I say, hey, let's not focus on the past. If you focus on the past, it will hold you down. You need to be focused on your future. Look at me. I had some pretty tough stuff in the past, like with Tornado Cats and I, and some other drama about me. But you know what? I let it go because that is not going to help me throughout my life cycle. And like I said, it's simple. It makes it worse. It makes you want to do something that you should not do. And I will not be telling anybody that in case if they have trigger warnings of it or trauma or anything. So if you guys know what I'm talking about, good. If not, just figure it out yourselves. Like I said, we can't keep focusing on our past. We can't be holding grudges for all these months, years, whatever, against somebody because of an argument or whatever. It doesn't matter what it may be. You just need to let it go, focus on the future, quit worrying about them, and ultimately, don't be a crybaby. So, yeah. Well, but you guys can, just be aware of this whole situation because it's not good. It's not good. It got worse, and because of Ash, shout at her because I don't have to deal with this bullshit anymore. So, yeah, like I said, thanks Ash for all the information. And if I had a soundboard, I'd play the "Ladies and Gentlemen, We Got 'Em" soundboard, but it is what it is. I don't have it. But I am making plans on that. Just not anytime soon. Anyway, like I said, everybody just keep an eye out. Realgaming14 is not the same person as I knew. She's not. There's a much more of a dark side to her that she is hiding from every single one of you. All of her fans, all of her exes, all of her friends, literally anything, So, like I said, just be warned about it because, knowing all of this, it has definitely overwhelmed me more and has made me pretty much ultimately tired of life, but, that's normal. Let's face it, everybody gets tired of life at some point. Like a lot of people have a hard time in life, and when you bring somebody into that drama, into a certain drama that doesn't even involve them, of course you're going to make it worse. Of course they're going to get overwhelmed with you. Of course they're going to stop talking to you because you brought them in a situation where it does not involve them. That is what she did. She has brought me into a drama between her and the online mother, and I was not involved in any way. Because like Ash said, I did not know. It's not like I could meet somebody and magically know all the trauma, struggles, and drama that went on with them, or the very people they hate. I'm not a psychic. I am just a regular human being, just like every single one of you viewers are right now. We are single human beings. I know you guys are going to joke saying you're not human, but let's be serious here. Every single one of you are human beings with no psychic powers or anything. We're just normal human beings with goals, We want to achieve something in life. This holding grudges or looking back into the drama, bringing it back, is not a goal. It is not something that people want to hear, especially me. I don't want to hear about it, okay? Like I said, I've done some pretty bad things in life. I will admit they were my fault. But here's the thing. I'm not sitting here looking back on it. Not anymore. I'm 18 now. I'm an adult. So, I'm focused on my career, like here on YouTube. No, I've been posting. I've been working on my life, making my life better, maybe try getting a driver's license or maybe getting a job because I've been denied of Social Security, rest in pepperonis. But, like I said, I'm doing something in life that is important to me. Why is my game recording? But like I said, I'm doing something that values in my life, not sitting here and talking about drama that has been going on for months. This shit should have stopped months ago. I can understand if you'll always hate them and whatnot. That's fine. You can hate them as much as you want. But if you're reflecting on your drama for them, what's the point at that point? Really, really sit and think about it. Like, what's the point? You can't make it seem like it's all about yourself, or it's all about me, or it's all about them. No, it's not how this works. You're just holding a grudge at that point. And I'm not going to be friends with people that do that. I always say let the past be the past, and it should be that way. It should always be that way. The past is in the past now. We are now in the future. What benefits us in our future? What can we do to learn from our mistakes that we made in the past to better our future? If some of you actually say, look in the past in my chat, I swear to God, we're going to have some freaking issues. And I'm probably going to have to send you to therapy. Like, I'm serious, chat. I'm not going to be friends with you guys if you guys are going to keep looking about your past that have been lasted for months and should have been, like, forgotten at that point. Let's face it, this drama should have ended. Ash, if you're watching this, you can ask her. She frickin' agrees. Whenever, I'm not even going to say much, but, her and I, we've had a lot of arguments, blocked each other, and here we are now. We're not focused on our past anymore because it doesn't matter. We're focused on our future. I'm happy for her right now. She's happy for me. We're not looking back at the past because we're not idiots. It's that simple. Because she said to me, and, the past is in the past. Simple. It's done. No fixing it. Especially if it's something major that happened, and there's truly no fixing it. It happened. But, like she said, let the past be the past. Leave it there. So, if any, this is kind of a message to you all too. Do not let the past get the better of you. Because, sometimes the past will always hurt. You just gotta move on. Because, like I said, the past should just be gone. And it should be that way. So chat, let's not focus on our past anymore. Let's not bring any homophobic, transphobic stuff into my chat or any of my DMs, because I support everybody for who they are. So let's not get into that situation where we just hate their guts so much that we just now have to, just all of a sudden just fully tell them, hey, this guy is actually a male. They're not females. They're just trans and stuff. Don't bring that to me. Okay, I support everybody for who they are. I'm not gonna. It's none of my business to, just be like, hey, you can't be that or you can't be this. It's none of my business. You be what you want. This chat is LGBTQ friendly. I will say that happily. And if you guys hate me for it, then get off my channel. It's that simple. Everybody is a human being, and you will all be treated as human beings. Trust me, you are safe in my chat. Every single one of you. But as long as no drama's involved, we're good. We're chill. And this is also one of the reasons why I kind of just stopped talking to people. Because we want to bring drama about something that's happened many, many months ago instead of just letting it go. I don't want to be a part of it. I don't want to hear it. If it is something that's happened in the past, whether it be like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, you need to let it go. Seriously. This is coming from someone that has had to learn the hard way. So, in all seriousness, just let it go. It's not worth your time to look back at your past and like past, drama. It's not worth it. You gotta look at your future and focus on how life's gonna be for you. And if it's just stuck in the past, then you are gonna be one miserable son of a gun because you ain't never gonna let that go. So, like I said, let's just not focus too much on the past. What's in the past is now in the past. It should be forgotten. We should now be focused on the future of our lives and stuff like that. Like, like I said, I don't want to be friends with people that always look back to their past and just not move on, because that's not who we were made to be. We were made to, be successful, be happy in our lives. Sitting here and just looking back at the bad stuff that happened, that's not getting shit done for your life. That's not getting shit done. You are just allowing it to slowly take over. And you don't want that. So, chat, let's not be like Realgaming14. Okay? Let's grow up, let go of the past, look onto our future. Our future is much more important than the past. Meaning, your future is more important than the past drama/trauma. Because we need to focus on us, not anything else. You know? Y'all know what I'm saying? Please tell me y'all know what I'm saying. We need to be focused on us and not worrying about so much about, what we did in the past or what happened in the past, what kind of arguments happened in the past, what we did wrong. Well, I mean, if it's like something like minor or something like that, then there's a way to fix it. There's always ways to fix things. Sometimes things are not going to be fixed. They're not meant to be fixed. Because, well, it's shot. But, like I said, seriously, guys, let's not look at the past and what the bad stuff we did anymore, even if it was like maybe a few months ago. Yes, it could, I don't mind if you think about it for like a week or so, because, well, life isn't fair. So I can understand if you think about something that really hurt for like a week. But if it's like a year later, how have you not moved on? Seriously, do you need to go to a therapy? You need to go to a mental hospital? Like, how? Now, obviously, if it's something that, somebody you love passed away, that's understandable. But if it's something like you had an argument and y'all like were together and y'all broke up, or stuff like that, it's like, that is so simple. There's no fixing that, really, depending on the situation. But y'all get what I mean. We shouldn't be like Realgaming14 bring out something that happened months ago. We should have been forgetting about it now. I forgot about it because you know why? Because that's none of my business. So I don't care if all of you guys that support Realgaming14 be like coming over here like, oh, you don't understand the full story. Okay, and does it bother me? No. You want to know why? Because if that was me in my shoes, I wouldn't be thinking about that anymore. I would be looking at my future and how I can better my life and not worry about what is preventing me from doing so. Because I'm going to be honest, this is coming from experience. What real gaming is doing, this is preventing her from successing in our future. And I'm not going to be a part of it. So, yeah. Ash sent me a thing on Instagram. It says, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. That's why it's called the present. And it is definitely something a wise person said. It's definitely wise. Take that advice. I gotta read it again. Yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. That's why it's called the present. So, take that advice. Anyway, like I said, thank you to Ash for telling me the whole situation. Definitely thank you, Ash, for the little wise message. And as always, guys, subscribe for more gaming content, I guess. I will see you guys later. Peace out.